Hello, everyone. My name is Darren Joseph from HTJ.tax, and we're a team of cross-border tax advisors that seek to demystify the sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we have the honor and the privilege of having an in-depth conversation with Senor Jose Aguilar Shea. Jose, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Of course. Thanks a lot, Darren, for the opportunity, and obviously happy to chat about the Spanish Texas. So I'm a tax partner in international firm Squire Patton Boggs, based in Spain, in Madrid, Spain, and obviously was very used to working with international private clients, moving to Spain and planning ahead. So I hope we can make a useful conversation to anyone looking to move to Spain or having cross-border issues.
Fantastic. Appreciate it. And I guess generally for estate planning as well, given the forced heirship rules, is that a legitimate way of getting your assets to the right person that you want to get it to in your family?
Yes. I mean, historically, Spain has been a lot more straightforward because we don't recognize we're not part of the Hague Convention of Recognition of Trust. So the tax authorities have been direct that under a trust structure, those are considered tax transparent, and either it's, let's say, the assets are allocated to the beneficiaries if it is deemed to be considered as a gift to the beneficiaries from the settlor, or if the settlor is also the beneficiary that the trust has taken is not incorporated, right? So the way that it was done, it was in a way that you can set up like family-owned businesses, you can set up this insurance, you can set up. Again, there's a way that you were mentioning that there's other ways with private foundations, but historically we've been pretty reluctant to do that because the ways that the classic private foundations were in Panama or Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a tax haven, Panama as well, and they have been used historically more for hiding cash at the time, right, in the 80s, 90s. So the tax authorities steer a little bit reluctance on those type of structures. And now we're seeing that less effective when you were trying to kind of exclude the impact of wealth tax and income taxes.
Okay, so in other words, private foundations don't work.
I mean, we can work it, but not as much, because then they would say, we've set up, but like, again, they would work, but not, let me put it this way, when not the whole family moves to Spain. So I'm going to explain, for example, what we did, for example, for the U.S., we had a Colombian individual owning a $60 million house in Miami, and they obviously moving to Spain would have an impact potentially in wealth tax, depending. It would also have an income allocation and a presumed income. So what they said, well, I don't want to give it to my heirs yet, so I want to put it in a U.S. trust. So they put the property in a U.S. trust. What we kind of managed to do is, well, we have to do some type of acknowledgement from a U.S. tax perspective that would not be considered as a transfer of the property, but we could defend from a Spanish purposes when the beneficiaries, the heirs, are not resident in Spain, that they kind of, the way we found out is doing an acknowledgement by the beneficiaries. So we can consider that from a Spanish tax perspective, she actually transferred the property to the heirs. And so therefore it would move out of the property of the settlor. Let's put it that way. But when you have the beneficiaries in Spain, it wouldn't work because it would be considered as they already are the owners of the assets. But again, when it's classic American families where we have one part or the other, let's say the heirs, the trustee, or the beneficiaries, we can kind of plan ahead using these type of vehicles that usually it wouldn't come for family that are fully established in Spain to set up a trust, private foundation. That's not something that we would have a classic planning for purely Spanish families.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.